A soccer ball. That thing at the beginning of Fight for Your Right to Party. Rite of Replication. Hello everybody, welcome to Chain of Commander, your source for general chit-chat on the Commander format. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Billy G here, welcoming you today to talk about some of the greatest things you can kick with Rites of Replication. Now, before we get into the list, I do ask that if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. It can definitely help the channel out to grow and get bigger and better and be able to do things like this more in the future. Now, let's go. To start off, let's go over Rites of Replication. Rites of Replication is 2 blue for a sorcery, copy target creature, with a kicker cost of 5, bringing it to a total of 9 mana, 7 blue, to copy that creature 5 times if it's kicked. So, unlike a lot of clone spells, this one actually does target, so it can fizzle if somebody removes it. But the upside of being able to get 5 copies of it is just absurd. So the things we're going to look at today, we're going to look at things that do best when you kick them with the Rites of Replication. Starting off, we have Reaper King. Reaper King is, it costs 10 mana. It could be Wooburg, or it could be 10, or it could really be any combination of 2 or a color. And when Reaper King sees another Scarecrow enter the battlefield, you get to destroy a target permanent, any permanent. So, with Rites of Replication, if you Rites of Replication somebody's Reaper King, you're getting 5 Reaper Kings of your own. That's 5 Reaper Kings all seeing each other enter for a total of 20 triggers. 4 triggers for each Reaper King, which means you can destroy 20 permanents. And that's just insane for 9 mana. And because Reaper King is a legendary creature, if he's your commander and you're actually Rite of Replicating your own Reaper King, you can add 5 more triggers to that. Now you do need to sack down to 1 Reaper King left, but they always all see each other enter. You get all the triggers. So if you're doing your own Reaper King, you get 25 triggers. If you're doing somebody else's, you're doing 20 triggers of destroying 20 plus permanents. And you know, that's pretty strong. The next on our list is another legendary creature. It is Omnath, Locus of Rage. Omnath, Locus of Rage, the key bit of text on there here says when it sees another one of your elementals die, it does 3 damage to any target. Now, like with Reaper King, if you Rite of Replicate an Omnath, you will have to sack all but 1 to the legend roll. But that's actually how it works with Omnath, because Omnath, all 5 of the Omnaths, will see the Omnaths that die. So the one you keep will see 4 die. The other 4 will all see 3 die. So that would be 16 triggers of this Omnath doing 3 damage. So a total of 48 damage divided how you choose, as long as it's divisible by 3, amongst any amount of targets. And that is a lot of damage. It's great. Now if you're playing the new Omnath Locus of the Royal, you can play both of these in that deck. And once again, if you're adding your own Omnath to it, that'd be 1 Omnath seeing 4 die, 4 Omnaths seeing 3 die, and 1 seeing 5 die. So you're going to add 15 more damage to that if you're targeting your own Omnath. Now the next one on the list, this is one I've actually personally been able to do, and it was great. It was Spout Tyrant. Spout Tyrant, whenever you cast a spell, you get a return target permanent to its owner's hand. So that's pretty good by itself, but imagine having 5 of them. Every spell you cast, you can bounce 5 permanents to their owner's hand. So if you have a bunch of cheap spells in hand, you could be bouncing 10, 15 permanents to people's hands per turn, as long as you have these Spout Tyrants out. And it's just absolutely insane and a lot of fun. Now, granted, when I was able to pull this off, I did become the enemy of the table, and I died to, well, the whole table died to a Torment of Hellfire within the next couple turns. But for that moment, It felt really good and kind of mean. But fun, but mean, but fun, but mean. All right, next we have Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Gonti allows you, when it enters the battlefield, it allows you to target an opponent, look at their top 4 cards, pick one, exile it, and then put the rest on the bottom of the library in any order. And that one card, for as long as it's exiled, you can cast, and you can spend mana as though it were any color to cast. Now, the key bit here is that you can do this as long as the card is exiled, not for as long as you control Gonti. So even though you're going to be losing 4 of your Gontis to the Legend rule, you can get 5 cards from your opponents that they can't interact with, they can't make you discard, they're just permanently in your hand, that then you could just cast whatever. So you could be looking at the top 4 cards of any of your opponents and be taking the best card out of those 4. And it could be anything. It could even be a boat if they're playing some of those vehicles. Boats. Point is, easy card advantage. It's like drawing 5 cards that they can't make you get rid of. And you can just use whenever you please. All right, the last one we have here. This is my my introduction to Rite of Flourishing. I have never seen the card before. I saw it used on this creature. I was playing, what was it? It was Tristani, Voice of Selesnya. And I didn't have any creatures out, but I had all the token doublers out there. I had Doubling Season, Anointed Procession, Parallel Lives. They were all out there. And then I had that one flip land for Mixalan, Adanto, the one that can make the vampires. I had that too. Now everything was tapped out and I passed my turn, but I felt pretty good about my position. It was right after a board clear. Nobody had any creatures except for, I think there was something out there. And I passed turn to my opponent who was playing, I believe it was, what's her name? Something with the T. Tatiova. That's it. And they go, Acidic Slime, blow up my land, and then they cast a kicked Rite of Replication targeting the Acidic Slime, blowing up my 3 token doublers and 2 more of my lands. Now, first of all, it was very mean of them to attack me specifically. What did I ever do? I don't know. But that was the day I very quickly learned of the power of Rite of Replication, and that it can just really, in the oddest of places, with the oddest of creatures, really mess you up. Now, I say that's my list, but I also had 2, we'll call them honorable mentions, because these cards, if you kick a Rites of Replication targeting one of these 2 creatures, you essentially just won the game. The first one is Perforos, God of the Forge. He's 2 green or 2 red, and 2 in a red, 3 in a red. I'll double check. He'll be on the screen right now. Just look at that. Point is, he is not a creature unless you have a Devotion 5 or greater to red. And whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, he does 2 damage to each opponent. So, let's say somebody has a Perforos and they were able to turn it on, so it's a creature, it's a legal target for your Rite of Replication, and you target the Perforos with your Rite of Replication kicked, and you get 5 Perforoses. All of them see each other enter, and all of them see each other's devotion to red towards your total, because a copy will copy the mana cost, the CMC, of whatever you're copying. So all these Perforos see all these other Perforos enter, and they all see the devotion, which is enough to make sure that all of them are creatures as they enter. So you're getting 2 damage per Perforos, which I believe is something like 8 times 5. So you're getting 40 damage to each opponent, all with one spell. It's like, boom, I win. It's great. See, you don't even need to be playing red to do this, because they get the devotion within themselves. Super spicy, but honorable mention, because what's the fun of just winning? It's actually pretty fun, but not as fun as destroying 25 permanents. And the other instant win one we have here is Grey Merchant of Asphodel. It has a mana cost of, I believe it's 3 black. It'll be on the screen here, so if I'm wrong, you can tell. And when it enters the battlefield, it drains your opponent's life equal to your devotion to black, and you gain life drained this way. Now, the thing about that is once again very similar to Perforos, is that it will see your devotion across all 5 of the Garys entering. So since they all have the 2 black pips, all 5 Garys will see 10 devotion amongst themselves and drain your opponents for 50 life apiece, essentially winning the game once again. And once again, this is another combo where you don't even need to be playing black to pull it off because they take care of the devotion for you with the copies. So once again, 2 from Theros that can just drain your opponents out, kill your opponents instantly if you target them with the Rite of Replication. Honorable mentions because they are not as fun as destroying 25 permanents, even if they win you the game. So, yeah. Now, I thank you for watching here. I ask you, what are some of the greatest things you've ever targeted with a Rite of Replication? Definitely let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, definitely feel free to subscribe if you like videos like this. I plan on doing many more in the future, and I hope that you stick around to watch them. There's a little bell icon you can click if you want to get notification on those videos, so feel free to take advantage of that if you do so choose. Once again, I am Billy G, your Commander-in-Chief, thanking you for joining me for this video, and I hope to see you guys again in the future.